Health Center. They're Integrative Health Center in Reno, Nevada. You can look them up online. So thanks for being here again, Doctor.
Thanks for the invite, Steve.
Okay, so today we want to talk about allergies. So springtime coming, how do allergies fit into the springtime? Is it a common medical condition? How does springtime relate to allergies?
Good question, Steve. So this is the time of the year again, and it's the start of spring, and it's finally here. Brand new beginnings after being covered with blankets of coldness and snow from the winter time. And nature responds with blossoming fragrances of earthly flowers, and what a wonderful feeling for everybody. Until we start to feel the runny nose, teary eyes, nasal drips, and sneezing episodes, which leads to bad congestion. And it's an indication that the sunrise of spring actually is the start of the dreaded seasonal allergies. And this is the scream, the silent scream of your immune system reacting to unwanted particulates in the air, leading to the yearly suffering.
Hmm. Okay, so can you give us just some interesting statistics about seasonal allergies? What do you got there?
Well, a good introduction would be giving you some numbers here. So in order for our audience to really understand how much of an impact allergies are having in our population. So the statistics in the US that we can snip on, according to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, mold spores, trees, grasses, and even wood pollens are considered few of the most common outdoor allergens that we encounter every day, and which are bad triggers. Another one would be 6.1 million of children and 20 million of adults are affected by hay fever. Thus, yeah, seasonal allergies. And another interesting fact here is white children are more likely to have hay fever than African American children. And this was a statistic done on 2015. Now, I'm sure because of COVID, everybody's just inside the house. This could be a little bit higher, but makes you think that what is the difference or what happens with the immune system of the white children or Caucasian children versus the African American population. So that makes you think about the deeper things of this specific condition.
That's interesting. So I know sometimes people say, "Well, I have a cold." They don't. They have allergies. So what are some of the symptoms? How can you tell maybe a cold from seasonal allergies? You know, what are the symptoms that can help us kind of or indicate what it is?
Well, Steve, the thing here is we always have a label for the symptoms of seasonal allergies. And these are it ranges from mild to severe. Most common would be sneezing, runny nose, stuffy nose, watery eyes and itchy sinuses, throat and even ear canal congestion, and postnasal drips or postnasal drainage. So that's the scratchy throat that we feel every time we talk. Less common ones would be headache, shortness of breath, wheezing, and coughing. And hay fever can also coincide with asthma. If you have both asthma and hay fever, this is actually one of the worst combinations that you could have during this specific season. And going back to your question about the flu, or even, yeah, let's get COVID in there. The thing here is most of the time with seasonal allergies, you would not spike a fever unless there is an underlying infection that's going on. And also, you would see the presentation of these infected patients with, yes, the flu or COVID. They would be bedridden. They really are going to be sick most of the time, not always, because we know the younger population, especially in terms of COVID, can be asymptomatic carriers. That's why these are just the common things or clinical presentation that we need to keep an eye on how to differentiate which one is which.
Okay, so what what's the cause of seasonal allergies? And are allergies more prominent in the spring? Is it the fall? Is it the summer? Is it the winter? So, what is the cause? What is the root of allergies? And is springtime really, when we really get hit with this? Or explain that.
Well, spring, as you know, Steve, is when everything's blossoming, everything's coming out. And they were just so excited to get out there because winter was holding them down. And number one cause that we can point out are the trees. And most of the time, springtime actually is the time when trees starts to bloom up. And birch is one of the most common offenders in northern latitudes, where hay fever is actually being shown to be reactive to the pollens around us. And other allergenic trees in North America include cedar, alder, horse chestnut, willow, and poplar. So these, as you can see, these are all environmental triggers. But so I'm gonna throw a wrench in there. In Japan, as we all know, they also have different seasons there. Increase in seasonal allergies are due to the shift in diet. Okay, how is that connected? Running all serious eyes with it. But well, the thing here is they found out in Japan, increase in animal meat consumption was the suspect of a deeper investigation that actually showed more. And they found out that the contamination of these meat products, they found what we call alkyl phenols. There, that's pretty scientific, but it's actually a chemical in animal meat, and it's known really to imitate estrogen and disrupts the hormonal functions of human beings. And this specific chemical increases the allergy-induced inflammation. And the problem there is with these chemicals, it came from pollutants, the smog, the smoke from factories and automobiles that accumulates in the air. So while in the air, it falls back down to the land as rain to contaminate food. So it's raining on your cow, it's raining on your meat, and the food that these animals eat. So these are fat soluble and they accumulate in animal fats, then will be consumed by us people, where, of course, we're on the end of the food chain.
Okay. So, um, what do you do? Do you have some remedies for seasonal allergies? Give us some remedies, or just explain what is there anything that we can do?
Yes, we can. See, the thing here is, of course, when you see your conventional doc, what they will do is there's an anti-allergy pill, antihistamines, Benadryl, Allegra, but they are not the only solution. And the thing here is natural measures are there to control the symptoms as well. And you have to remember that when you take antihistamines, it's not benign, especially if you have the chronic type of allergy. You will have you would have to expect the side effects such as constipation, dryness of your mucous membranes, even sometimes lightheadedness. That's why Benadryl is good for you when you want to help yourself go to bed and sleep. And the conversion of that in a natural way would be more of you. I'm sure you heard of the bioflavonoid quercetin and also stinging nettle. So these are from bees, from insects that can actually desensitize or lower down the production of histamine in your system. But let's go back to the study in Japan. The thing there is, going back to the topic of diet, when we talk about plant-based diet, it lowers the attacks of these alkyl phenols that are contaminated or stuck in food, and the direct consumption of what we call polyphenols, which also is quercetin, the version of quercetin in natural form in the form of plants and fruits, such as flax seeds, beans, broccoli, apple. And once you consume this through a plant-based diet, these polyphenols will bind to alkyl phenols and they will be neutralized. Thus, allergic reactions are actually lowered down or even inactivated. And another tip here is to improve your gut flora. So the major role of the gut flora is protecting your body from the immune problems that are outside, coming from outside. And studies that would provide proof to this would be Reactive children have less lactobacilli in the gut. So they have less of these good guys or good bacteria in their intestines. And giving them probiotics actually benefits these school children against allergic rhinitis. And finally, the best tip that I could ever give you guys, very cheap and save the best for last, is kissing. Kissing is a protection. How's that? Kissing for at least 30 minutes lowers their allergic reactions of these specific subjects or patients who have these seasonal allergies. The only bad side effect will be a sore lip. The thing here is, it was compared to 30 minutes of hugging, which actually revealed no benefit at all. And it's just a longer time of kissing, but make sure you're not going to get a sexual harassment case going. So kiss away, people. I mean, I don't have to write that on a prescription pad. And in the clinic, we can actually help you with Myers cocktail. Myers cocktail helps the immune system, vitamins, all enriched in a bag. So by understanding this, we can actually enjoy our surroundings freely and literally, and we can wake up and smell the roses for spring.
Wow, kissing. Okay. So, does it matter what we kiss? I mean, what if
Oh,
you don't
is
have
the
a
ball.
girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband? Can you just kiss anything?
Well, so here's the theory behind this. So when you induce kissing, again, this is actually an act that promotes endorphin. So endorphins actually are getting released, and as we all know, these are the feel-good hormones in our system, which are also anti-inflammatory. So you're right. Maybe maybe the little doll that you practice on can actually provide that, and
All right.
you won't go wrong with a real person too.
Well, Doc, you always give our audience such great advice, so we appreciate it. And that's Dr. Nario, Biointegrative Health Center. I'm Steve with Fitness for 5, CEO of Fitness for 10, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, Steve.